Okay. Hello, dear friends. Good evening. Such a beautiful, beautiful evening. I think this is Sunday evening. Yes, Sunday evening. This is the first weekend of my summer vacation. And so I have time. I have a good spirit. I have not yet totally getting exhausted or start anything. So I decided to go out. So I went to Saratoga, a little town, and it's a very beautiful little town. And recently I have a new habit of listening to radio, listening to audio, not radio. Radio makes people makes people sad, makes people not happy. I do not listen to radio. I listen to YouTube video, audiobook, and lectures, whatever makes me happy. And walk along the streets. It's a very, very entertaining activity. I think I can walk, and because walk is walk, W-A-L-K. Walk is a very pleasant activity when you are not in a rush and look here, look there, and listen to something you like. It's just very pleasant. Okay, so this video is actually a blah 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 about one friend's question. Now let me pull out the friend's question. So the friends ask, do you have any advice how to deal with narcissistic people? And I have a colleague like this, and I really feel like she's lowering my self-esteem. I know you are no therapist, but I would like to hear your advice. Okay, this is just a personal opinion, and sometimes we can change the world, and sometimes we cannot change. It is good to have the ambition that we can change the world, but the truth is that there are a lot of things we cannot change. Other people's character we cannot change, and other people's behavior we cannot change. If there is a person, if that person is narcissistic, he is suffering or she is suffering. That is kind of a disease. That is a problem. And if we are not a doctor, if we are not strong enough, we cannot deal with that kind of personality. And if we get too much involved and take it personal, then ourselves will be dragged into that dark tunnel, and it is not worthy. It is not worthy. Our life has meaning. My life has the meaning of my life. His life has the meaning of his life. And if he has problem, that is his problem. I know you will be very kind. You want to be kind to help or take it personal. No, it's not worthy. Don't do that, because you do not have that capacity. And very often time, we need to prioritize our life. And if that is something that do not make our life better, make ourselves better, why do we spend that energy, that time? When we were young, we have very high spirit. We have very ambitious and very strict to things and very critical to things. When you get old, when you are as old as me, then you will think nothing is important. I think this is one thing good about being young. You are sharp. But that is also a disadvantage of being young, that you are too sharp, that you will break yourself. And it's not good for nobody. It's not good for you, it's not good for her, it's not good for him. It's good for nobody. Don't do things that is not good for anybody. And do things that is good, that is productive. I remember when my son was in kindergarten, in preschool, and the teacher always say, it doesn't help to be angry. And it is so true, and this stuck to me. It doesn't help, this word. Learn to say it. And learn to say it many, 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 many times until it is become part of your spirit and get into your blood. It doesn't help. It does not help. You be angry with another person who does not have the right sense. It does not help. She does not have the right sense. It does not help. And on the other hand, I do not know where the problem is. I only hear one part of the story. You do not, you feel she's narcissistic. And I do not know her. I do not know him. So I cannot make judgment. I make it as if I am just thinking, if in the case we do meet a person that has not the right sense, has the right judgment, has the right courtesy of behavior, have the right behavioral code, social code of behavior, and we behave, we are polite. We need to be polite. The society is based on this. So some of the social code, you be polite, you go to restaurant, when you finish your meal, you put the trash away and clean up the table, wipe a little bit, and push the chair back in. That should be our social standard. That should be our way of living. And do not forget to do that because other people don't do that. There are people who do not clean up, who do not, maybe they are in a rush. Maybe their parents did not teach them. Maybe they did not have that sense. They do not feel that. It's not good. It's not right. We don't do that. Okay, come back to the behavior people hurt us. Anybody who has done something wrong, it's because, well, what is the reason? It is because he's not educated well, or he is not there is something wrong with him, right? There is something wrong with this person. And we do not need to take other people's problem into our problem. And we live our life. That's her problem. That's his problem. And we need to cut a line. His problem. Okay. You will say that it is his problem, but he's always stand on top of me, or he's always talk to me or blame me and make my life miserable. What can I say? I do not have other way. If I don't think I have met this kind of person. If a person who is so bad and who give you trouble, what can I do? I can do is to give this person the highest insult, that is ignore. I feel that ignorance is the highest insult. It is, what is the sports word? Is defensive offense or offensive defense. Anyway, you get the idea. If you made effort, if someone made effort to attack you, to make your life miserable, and you do not even pay a single teeny tiny little bit attention to this person, and just plainly, flat ignore, as if this person did not exist, as if this person's behavior is as low as nothing, as unimportant as nothing. And that is the real hurt. I do not mean that I want you to hurt other people. You do not fight back and ignore that behavior is the highest revenge, is the highest, the most powerful tool or weapon. No fighting is so much better than fighting, because you are not the same level as that person. You put yourself in another level. And maybe other people will say, you are a coward, and you do not dare to fight back. You do not dare to stand on your ground. You do not dare to talk back. You do not need to. You do not need to. You live a life. You have a good life. You have a good family. You have a good You have a good friends, you have family, you have job, you have work, you have hobby, you have your interest, you have food you like to eat. You have a full life. You have a complete life. You have an enjoyable life. No need to let other people to destroy your life. No need to allow another person's sickness or mental inability to damage your ability to enjoy life because you are better than it. Do I make any sense on that part? So, how many minutes? I am into 15 minutes and I have 20. I have 10 more minutes to blah blah blah. This video is pretty long, and I went to this park. I remember when I was young, or when my children was young, I took them there and play in the. There was a big slide. There was a big slide, a huge slide, but now it disappeared. It's kind of sad. Anyway, it reminds me of my children when they were young. Such a beautiful place. So go outside, go to the place you like to bring you happiness, and do not listen to it. If that person has problem, this person will not only go against you, it is part of this sickness, the mental sickness, the spirit sickness, the evil sickness. It's part of the problem that this person will not only attack you, will not only give you trouble. This person will give trouble to everyone. If this person gives trouble to everyone, then you can understand it's not your problem. It's the problem of that person. And it's not, what do I say? It's not only you suffer, everyone suffer. And there will be one time that everyone will wake up, will just say, gosh, enough is enough, let's get rid of this problem. And we'll settle that problem, right? Or if this person is only against you, and he or she is good at anybody and never have problem, only want to nail you, ooh, that is what can I say? It must be the chemistry thing. Yeah, it's like cat and rat, and that's enemy made in heaven. If you got into that situation, the only thing is we can do, the only thing you can do is to accept yeah, to accept that this is the situation. Either you go away from the situation or that person goes away from that situation. Otherwise, there's no end. Get another job, or let time cure it. And I'm a teacher, I know this. There is always some every year there are some students, it's just the chemistry with you, it's just very hard. And every year there is a couple of these students very hard. And it's part of life. You deal with these problems. And this year you are done, and then they graduate, they go away, and you will feel, gosh, I finally get over it. But still there will be other students come, and you will have other problems. Life is full of these problems, and that is part of life. We cannot be totally away from it. We learn to deal with it. We hope time can cure it. Another year will come, and they will go, and my life will be good. Once you get over it, your life will be good. Yeah. I share with you, when you have trouble, gosh, there are times, there are situations really made me very, 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 very difficult, very hard. Look at the beautiful sunshine. Sun setting, a beautiful sun setting down, because it's so hot. The sky is on fire. It was just too hot. So, not very much we can do. And do I make any sense? Do I make your life a bit easier? Live your life. Do not be dragged down by other things, and have an open heart, and allow yourself to be not to be always the winner. Allow yourself to be on the receiving end of trouble, and get used to all kinds of scenario. I'm thinking about sports, and as a team, as a player, you have to have the mentality of get used to winning, and get very, very uncomfortable with losing. But on the other hand, you also learn to settle with losing. Because if you cannot settle with losing, you cannot wake up the next day with the right spirit. Ambition and expectation is one thing, and accepting life, accepting fate, accepting things as it is another part of our life that is very, very, very important and very crucial for living a balanced life. If that person make your make your life miserable. Ignore it. Ignore the word that person says. Ignore the actions that person take. And pay attention to your own life. Pay close attention to the things you like. Do not try to please other people. I remember I heard one story and one saying. The saying is, when someone is not kind to you, don't try to please them. Because it's not worthy. It's not worthy. Do not try to please. Make an effort, try to make friends and talk. If that does not work, or if you are not in the mood of just talking with that person, don't do that. Do something you feel good, you feel right. No need to please other people. Please yourself. Love yourself. The love to the world starts from loving ourselves, living a good life. We all have trouble. We all have problems in life. No one lives a smooth life. We all have trouble. We all have disappointments. We all have heartbreaks. And that is part of our life. And it makes our life richer. It's time to stop. I love you. I really do. Do.